What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody can hear me. Um, I missed you guys. It's a Convo with B Mac. This is my TED Talk, and it's a little impromptu. It's been something I've been meaning to do for a while. Had some things go on in life, and such with life. We kind of get some roadblocks, some setbacks, some delays, and various things, but that doesn't mean we stop. We just keep working until we get that said thing accomplished. And what I want to talk to you guys tonight about was grief. Before I go full throttle into my diatribe, I want to share something with you guys. Through the course of my growth and trying to figure out who I am, what makes me happy, and working through my own individual trials and tribulations and issues, I realized that I had a love for fragrances. And with that being said, I began to curate and collect fragrances. And me and one of my friends talked, a really good friend of the show, Miss Nika Smith, and she was like, "Hey, you should share that with your audience." So I'm going to share with you guys uh, some of the fragrances I just got in before I dive into our conversation for tonight or today. First of which is called French Avenue Ghost Spectre, and it has a really cool bottle. Really cool bottle. I'm going to we'll give you guys just a little insight into it. Uh, Smelling good is a passion of mine. I just It's not for anybody else. It's for me. If you happen to cross my path and say, "Oh, you smell great," that's awesome. But it's really for me. Uh, like I said, a really cool bottle. Um, I got the fragrance less for the bottle, but more for the smell. Uh, it smells amazing. It smells absolutely amazing. And really quickly, the notes on Ghost here are has a little ginger, a little bergamot, a little cardamom, black currant, pink pepper, rose, vanilla, cedarwood, and patchouli. This is a typically fall and winter type fragrance. And if you're looking for excellent fragrance for that time of year, this time of year we're coming into, this is a no-brainer, fellas and ladies. If you're looking for a great fragrance to get your friend, significant other, whatever, that is a no-brainer. You'll thank me later. And my second fragrance is called Collage Epoque Artistique. Yeah, that's a mouthful. And no, I didn't just automatically know how to pronounce it. I had to watch a couple of videos and get the correct pronunciation. When you open it up, this is what you get. Beautiful bottle, beautiful bottle. I've come to learn with fragrances, it's no longer just about smelling good, it's about the presentation as well. Um, oh my goodness. This smells absolutely amazing. The notes in this are musk, geranium. Let's see, it has some vanilla, some tonka bean, some woody notes, and some amber. So it's another fall, winter-esque type scent, but it smells absolutely amazing. Some of these fragrances, they are inspired by bigger brand houses. Um, they don't smell exactly like them, but they are inspired by them. But I won't go into all that, but I just briefly wanted to share that with you guys. That's kind of my hobby slash passion fragrances. Something that I feel like I do that's constructive and positive, which leads me into our talk for the night, grief. And it's kind of the back end aspect of it, finding constructive ways to deal with their grief. But before we get to that part, first let's understand that, or let's, in my personal opinion, grief is not just the mourning the loss of someone who passed away. Uh, Grief can be, you know, a long-term relationship that ended for whatever reason, whether by your fault or somebody else's fault or whatever the case may be. And that could be an intimate relationship, or it just could be platonic friends, and you grieve those relationships. And I think it's important for us to figure out and to learn how to grieve properly, especially in intimate relationships. We have a tendency, well, some people have a tendency, I'm not going to say all, some people have a tendency to indulge in either A, try to find somebody new immediately, or to indulge in things to try to pacify yourself, or to kind of forget about it without dealing with the emotional aspects of it. My last talk that I did, I talked about sitting with yourself. This kind of goes hand in hand with that. We have to take that time alone so we can process and allow ourselves to feel. And during this time, especially if it's a relationship aspect thing, where you're grieving the loss of someone, we have that's our time to take accountability of whatever role we played in that relationship. No, you may not have ultimately been the person that caused the demise of it, but we all play a role in things, and I think it's important for us to have that accountability to take ownership of things. Um, Now, when we talk about on a different aspect, when you talk about grieving the loss of a loved one, that is something a little bit more difficult. There's nothing to take accountability for. Well, I'm not going to say there's nothing to take accountability for, but it's not more or less accountability focused. But it is important that you take time to yourself to really just allow yourself to feel whatever those emotions are. There are going to be times where you're going to be angry. There are going to be times where you're going to be just sad. But it's important that you give yourself that time. With that being said, part of the reason I haven't did shows or what have you. I lost my best friend of over 20 years in late July. So that took a noticeable toll on me. And I'd had to take some time just to kind of recalibrate myself. And I'm not going to sit here and today and say, hey, yeah, I'm good. I'm A1, because today is September 20 something. I can't even remember exactly. But I said all that to say, healing from grief is a journey and it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So we have to be gentle with ourselves and we have to give ourselves grace. But we also have to be honest with ourselves and be willing to say, man, I'm not in the best space right now to do X, Y, or Z. And we can't try to be strong for someone else or try to keep up this appearance for someone else, because that doesn't do us any justice in the long run. Whether it's the loss of someone physically, intimately, whatever that case may be. I can't stress enough the importance of taking time. And if you can't seem to handle on your own, you know, it's okay to seek out professional help. That is what they're there for, um, to help you figure out and navigate these waves of emotions and feelings. They're not there to fix it for you, to figure it out. They're there just to kind of help you sort it out and to work through it. So I've talked to people at different times, and they think that professional mental health professionals are there to fix you. That's far from the truth, in my personal opinion. They're not here there to fix you. That's there to assist you on your journey while you try to work on becoming the best version of yourself. And only you have to do the work in order to get there. They can give you all the insight there is, but if you're not willing to sit with yourself and do the things that it requires for you to be on that healing journey and become the better version of yourself, um, it just won't work. So understand that, men, let me say this: crying is okay as a part of sitting with yourself. Crying is okay. Matter of fact, scientists have proven crying is therapeutic. And I know most men, it's really taboo. Oh man, men don't cry. Uh, I encourage you guys to really step outside of that male stigma and understand that men feel just like women, and we are entitled to feel. That doesn't make us less of a man. Um, my personal view is it requires so much more strength to be vulnerable than it is to carry this how would I, this bravado, this image of nothing bothers you. That, or that you're strong. Listen, you may think people believe that, but at the end of the day, anybody that knows you knows that that's not the case. Anybody that knows you that cares, they hear you, but they know, and I promise you, they're concerned. They're worried. Now, I'm not telling you that to break down crying in front of any and everybody, but understand that it's okay to be vulnerable with those that care, and you allow into your space. But more importantly, I'm telling you, give yourself permission to feel. Give yourself permission to be a human being. Give yourself permission to know it's going to be okay. It hurts right now, but it's going to be okay. Um, and for any women that may be uh, viewing this, my advice to anyone that you may have close to you that you may think are struggling or dealing with that fear of being vulnerable, don't push, but just allow them, just reassure them that you're there, and you support them wholeheartedly in whatever fashion, and just let them know that it's a safe space. Don't, like I said again, don't push, but reassuring them that it's okay. Um, everybody wants to know that it's okay and that it's a safe space to just feel. Um, uh, it's this has probably been one of the more difficult um, videos, because again, I've been trying to gather myself in a manner to do the video, which is this is a one part of a bigger edit of a full segment I hope to do next month. But I didn't want to do the video until I was in a better place to where I could um, articulate my thoughts without, you know, crying. Not saying that crying is bad, but I didn't want the message to be lost in what was actually going on. Um, because truth be told, and the matter of fact, when you lose someone close to you, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna be difficult. Yeah. Um, but I lost my train of thought. The moral of the story is, family, is that it's okay. And it's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel and to miss and to have all those feelings. One of the things that has really helped me in all this. Do I miss my best friend? I do. He was he. I I see him. I saw him as my brother, not just my best friend. He was my brother. But I think about just being appreciative to have someone that was that genuine for that long, because we're not blessed or fortunate enough to have that in life. You encounter a lot of people, but not very many people that are authentic that you get to share your life with. So yeah, um, I appreciate him for being what I needed in that time of life. I really wished I had more time, but unfortunately, God didn't see fit. So with that being said, um, love those um, that you have in your life intentionally, because we don't know how much time we have with them. That's not promised. So be intentional about loving those people that you have in your life that you care dearly for. And for those that have lost, you know, don't just dwell on them being gone. Be appreciative for the time that you had with them, the memories that you made. But give yourself that time. You know, this is not something you wake up tomorrow. It happened on Wednesday. By Saturday, you good. If they meant something to you, that's a lie. But give yourself that time. Um, and mm, that was not the plan. But give yourself that time. And if it gets to a point where you can't do it by yourself, Psychology Today is one of my favorite websites. Um, you can find any type of mental health practitioner that you would like. And so if you get to that point and you say, I need help, Psychology Today is one of the best resources out there. With that being said, guys, that is all I have. Um, I hope to have a show this Sunday, and it's going to be medication and mental health. That is the plan. And I hope to have two shows in October. One is going to be a follow up, more detailed talk about grief, and the second one is going to be uh, how it's going to be with theology and therapy. So those two concepts that we're working on that hope have coming soon. Until next time, guys, I love you. I wish you all nothing but the best. Be blessed and